But wait, there's more. By the way, there are the remaining Nancy Pelosi door hangers here if you want to take them home. You want them all? Huh? They're $1 a piece. How many you want? These two guys don't take anything that's not nailed down. That's unbelievable. Okay. Can we have this hot? Hotsy-totsy? I failed to mention, you can get the CDs and DVDs of today for $97 if you'd like to get those. $97, or you can get 2 packages of them for $249. So $97 each, or $249. I don't have to sell a lot, but if I make a few sales for confusion, it pays, you know. So I'm an ex-retailer, you know. Okay, let's talk a little bit about outrageous advertising. So part 2. So this is the first one I want to show you. This is a really cool, you know, people, what happened? Oh, okay. People often say, you know, how do I cut through the clutter? How do I get noticed? And this showed up in the mail to me, which is, this can be, actually, I think they're both. So this, you go, big long tube, and you can put a label on here, postage on here, and it came to my office. And I opened it up, and inside was this, while you were out. This got my attention. I called him up, and this was actually the gentleman that created these. I called him up, and I said, hey, this is great. Tell me about it. And he actually came to the Outrageous Academy. He got so inspired, he started making outrageous stuff. And this is terrific. And I think these are like, you can, for like $5 a piece, he said to me. And I think that includes, it includes even postage, if I'm not mistaken. For like $5 a piece, they'll either print them up for you with your own message on it, or, I love this thing. Or you can buy the blank version, and then you just use them, you know, you could just do them onesies at a time. You just write your message on there for whoever you want to send them to. And I thought it was really cool. So people are always saying to me, they always come to me, is how do I get past the gatekeeper? You know, and we, you know, we have done all kinds of campaigns to get through past the gatekeeper. And all the way from sending out computers to people to Jeff Weiler, who I did the sales letter for. He sent me a, what's that little computer called? No, the little computer thing. Something like that. He sent me one of those things with a PowerPoint presentation on it to get me to agree to allow me to do work for him. When he pitched me to write copy for him, he sent me a little computer out. So, you know, I felt a little obligation. You know, he sent me a little computer. This thing here, for like $5 a piece, it will get through the gatekeeper. Anybody ever experienced with problems in their business getting through gatekeeper? I'll tell you one little sort of inside secret about this that works really the best for me. If you experience getting through gatekeeper, is most cases the person that's buying your stuff is not the CEO or CFO of the company. Now, that's not always true, but the bigger the companies, so normally the person who's buying your stuff is not the one that's owning the company or the CFO. So one of the tricks that we have done often with clients of mine is we send it to both, the owner and the person buying, and we CC each other so then they know that. So now they can't ignore it, because the fact is, if I am now the head of purchasing and I know that the chief financial officer or the CEO sees this thing, I got to say something to him. If not, it looks like I'm ignoring my job. And the CEO, when he sees it, he can't ignore it. He's got to say something to the head of purchasing, because not, it makes it look like he's not like paying attention to his job. So that's one of the kind of the secrets that we use with a lot of clients of mine. But anyway, this is really cool. For like $5 a piece, you could send this thing out, and and you can get people to take notice of you. So I like that one. There's the one that has the writing on it. There's the generic one. There's the resources, Jeff and Kim Detmer, and it's www.outrageousmarketingproducts.com. www.outrageousmarketing. Of course, that's on those of you that got the DVD of all my thing, it's right on there, so you can actually see it. And they've also were a vendor here at Glazer Kennedy. So here's another one that's really kind of cool. At the Outrageous Academy, and I showed this on the TV show, a guy walks up to me, and he's in the home improvement business. Actually, is he in home improvement, or he might be in, he's a home inspector business. And he created this. He took a block of wood, painted it orange, and put a message on the backside of it, and mailed this baby out. Mailed it out. So it's kind of cool. So again, you get this in the mail, as long as your wife doesn't get it before you. If you get, because she'll smack the hell out of you with this. But if you get this in the mail, this is going to grab their attention. So Jeff, he saw this at the academy, and he came up with this thing right over here, which is the more user-friendly piece of wood that you can send out. So here you can see the message. How would you like to add thousands of dollars in business to your shop? So you could do this as a fill in the blank. How would you like to be able to run a whatever those things are you run a, what is it, what do you run? What do you run? You run a marathon. How would you like to run a marathon and beat out all of the competition or something like that? So it's a cool little thing to get attention, and with using this piece of wood here, it's cheaper to mail than this big thing here. So kind of cool, outrageous piece. This one over here, I like this one also. This one, same guy. This is Jeff. This thing here, this is a cool story about this thing. This is a notepad that you can give to people when you want to give them notepads. So you know how everybody always has like notepads on their desk, So this is a notepad. It looks like money, okay? You can put your picture on here, any picture you want to put on here at all. And the back is where you would write your messages on there. And here's the deal about this. Jeff told me this. They went to the Secret Service, and they got this approved by the Secret Service. So evidently, and I know this for a fact, there are regulatory stuff of how you can print money. So this is pre-approved by the Secret Service. It's true. I am not kidding. I'm not. It's true. If you want Jeff and Kim, they could show you the validation from the Secret Service. So it's a cool thing. If you're looking for a giveaway to leave behind with somebody, print up your picture on there or something like that. Cool thing you can do. Outrageous advertising. What is this? Oh.
Hey there. Stop peeing away your marketing dollars. Sure, if it was, I sold my sessions Friday at 5 p.m. and Saturday at 8 a.m. and discovered how shop owners like you are getting an average of 35 to 1 return on their marketing dollars.
So I just want to let you know that we had to do about 20 takes of that at the GKIC offices before we got that right. And so that is the Wismark Interactive Urinal Communicator. That's the one that Rory Fatt just used. He was just speaking at an event, and he wanted to make sure his room was filled, so he put it into every one of the urinals in the hotel. And when you couldn't hear it well here, but in the urinal, it's crystal clear. And so it really works great. So the urinal communicator. Interesting story I've never met the guy who owns this thing, the Wismark thing, but when Rory called him up and told him that he saw it in my book, the guy said, I just completely made his business for him. I mean, he was just struggling along. He's never met me, I've never met him, but he said, since it's in the book, it's like he's just getting gazillion calls for this Wismark urinal, whatever the thing is. And a couple of places it's been used really effectively. Restaurants, people, they put it into the men's room, And when men go in there and take care of business, they tells them to make sure that they get an appetizer while they're there, and or dessert. And there's nothing to me more appetizing than that. Auto repair shop has used it to put into their men's room that because you take your car there and you're waiting for your car, and it's now going in there and telling them, while you're here, come out and tell the service manager, and we will do the 21-point safety checkup for you at no additional charge, okay? So I want you to use it at Tri Sports, man. There's an app. See, you got to get a little bit more, you got to outrageous right now. This is a Tri Sports thing, So you got to have fun with this stuff. So Jim he's been in retail so long now, he's like not as much fun as he used to be, as I remember. Okay, outrageous envelope. This is really kind of cool. I don't remember are you here? Yeah, that's you. I thought that was you. So this is a cool envelope that Marty created, which is it's a just doodled up envelope with his. Let me show you the back of it. It's got a motorcycle. He's in the motorcycle business. And can you do this? Put this up here. Take your time. There he is. Puts a little motorcycle doodle up on there. Do you do these onesies, or do you have somebody print it up for you?
One of my parts guys used to doodle all the time.
So
They do this on an envelope.
and now do you have somebody print them up for you now, or?
We got them all printed up.
You got them all printed. So this is how he sends out. So you get this thing in the mail, you're going to open this thing up. I mean, it doesn't look like the rest of your mail, so cool thing to do with an envelope. Thank you. I'm going back to, I think I am back to it. Here's another one. This one here, it was by Michael Gravett. Is Michael still in the room? Michael, stand up, Michael. Michael Gravett. And the reason why we want to stand up is because Michael donated $1,000 to the charity. So thank you, Michael, for that. Okay. Michael's a big guy that gives back. So he sends out his safety technology catalogs that has all his really cool stuff on it. And by the way, if you should go and request his catalogs, because he's got like the coolest stuff on it. I mean, he can show you 612 ways to taser somebody. I mean, he shows you all kinds of like fun stuff where you can hide money and all this other stuff in like Coca-Cola cans and stuff. It's a really great catalog. But anyway, so people are distributors of his, and when he sends them out his catalogs for the distributors, he has an envelope that's loaded with testimonials from people that sell his stuff. What smarter way to use this real estate than to load it up with proof? So most people send out envelopes and it doesn't have any proof on it. This is just loaded with proof. This one over here, I like this one. A member sent me this one. This one over here is an outrageous ad that appeared in a very, very, very prestigious magazine. And it was for, well, anyway, it's something about for people that have problems with continence. And it has unexpected leaking is the headline of this thing. So I thought that was pretty bold for somebody to be doing that, so good for them. This one over here is, sent this to us. This was, where is that baby? This is from Clifton Wilson. And this is a direct knockoff of Dean Killenbeck. I don't know if Dean's in the room. I hope it's a good thing he's probably not in the room because he'd get very upset. But this is a direct knockoff of Dean Killenbeck's half-birthday promotion. So all you do is you take half of the envelope, cut in half, and you have half of a letter. You cut it right in half and you send it out. So somebody, who was it today that was showing half birthdays and something they were doing? Yeah, right. So this is the half birthday thing, and we're finding. I think you're finding it also is that half birthdays almost produce as well as regular birthdays do. So and birthdays are one of the best holidays to use for marketing. So it's smart to be doing them. Next is this one. This is my outrageous 3D mail piece. Somebody sent me this one. This is from people. Oops, I got to put, my glasses are in my hand. This is, I just laughed when they said the economy is in the toilet. Call Kevin at phone number by the deadline below, and he will give you a cleaning audit. This is from a person that does cleaning for your home, and they send you the toilet cleaner in the mail. So this will get your attention. Very nice. So this one, I like this one. Just got this one. See, whenever you do something outrageous, send it to me. This one over here. This one here is a piece of sandpaper that they folded in half, and the thing was here is, it went to Rough and Ready Bill Glazer. And then it says inside, rough contents enclosed. And then when you open it up, there's a sales letter in here, and it basically is a sales letter. I think it's from a chiropractor, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And it's just a cool way to get noticed, is to use a piece of sandpaper as the envelope to send it out. This is kind of cool. I'll show you this one real fast. This one is from one of my Info Mastermind members who has this company called Insurance Newsnet. And what he did was he created an entire brochure. The whole thing is loaded. I just showed you 3 examples of it, of outrageous borrowed celebrity. And he talked about estate planning failures in here. So he talked about all these celebrities that were like penniless when they died. So he has Marilyn Monroe, Sammy Davis Jr., Warren Berger, not Buffett, Jerry Garcia, who I don't think is dead, is he? He is dead? I missed him. Heath Ledger, Howard Hughes, Elvis Presley. He's definitely not dead. He's in the house, I think. Anna Nicole Smith and James Brown. So he used all 3 of these as borrowed celebrity to prove a point. Very smart way to get attention is to actually show photos of celebrities to grab attention. So cool marketing piece there as well. What's next? Oh, this one is from Info Mastermind member Chris Tomchak. I think the 3D mail guys, don't you guys provide this? The boomerang, right? So this is just one of the lost client, customer, whatever, to get you back. I think Tri Sports ought to try this, right next to the Wismark communicator, and this is just sending out the boomerang. This always works. I mean, what better visual than to get a customer back than a boomerang? What do we got here next? What is that one? Oh, this one is cool. This one is the latest thing. You got to see this. And that's the problem. This is also from these people, Jeff and Kim Detmer from Outrageous Marketing Products. They're creating now the world's smallest business cards, okay? Now, I got to read this to you, okay? I really got to put my glasses on for this. The lack of business from you has made this economy size card necessary. I like it. A couple people in the room here I could give that to. All right. All right. This one over here, actually, I didn't realize that Dr. Berg was going to show this. And where's Dr. Berg? There you are. So I didn't know you were going to show it. I'm glad you did. So you've already shown it, but this is his really cool. He prints up his own M&Ms. So I'll talk about it again. I thought it was really cool because, see, I'm on his list, okay? And I'm just on his list. So I get everything that he sends out. So and his stuff I look at because his stuff is really, really good. So I always look at his stuff. So this is, they take this, I just want to make sure I get it right. So if I don't get it right, make pretend I did, okay? They take this and take it to other dental offices, right? And leave it there as M&Ms in order to try to encourage referrals, right? And when it's empty, people can call and you'll come and fill it up for them again, right? That's how it works. So it's a pretty clever way to get other dentists to refer. So anybody could be doing something like this, like Harry. You want people to refer to you, like, like DWI, not DW, bankruptcy and stuff like that, So any other, you could be, if you could be taking this to other law offices, something like this, and leave it there, So it could work in lots and lots of businesses. This one over here, this is cool. This is like the, I'm actually trying to stretch this out because, are we done tabulating yet? Yeah, I'm trying to stretch this out. Okay. So let me tell you about when I went to elementary school. Fifth grade was tough, especially since I was 27. But anyhow, this one over here, I got this in the mail, was sent to me. And this is like the next generation. All of you have seen the wallet mailer, right? You've all pretty much seen I showed it to the other night, the wallet mailer. So this is like the next generation of wallet mailer. This is the oversized wallet mailer. And when you open this thing up, so this is, now you got like a really wallet mailer. So this is like wallet mailer on steroids. So this is pretty cool also. And then this one over here, this is like the ultimate swipe and deploy example that I've ever seen. This one is, I believe, is from Michael McLean, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? Yeah. He even ripped off the name of my fake diner. He ripped off my lap dances, the place that I always get my joke from, because at the bottom, a breakfast, lunch, dinner, desserts, cocktails, and lap dances. Tell Michael, wherever you tell him to use a little bit of ingenuity, okay? He ripped me off exactly to my piece. So is he in there? He's not here, is he? Yeah, he's out there ripping He's ripping somebody off. I think he's counterfeiting $20 bills now too. I just think he is just stealing absolutely everything. That's the back of his thing, which is, by the way, in all seriousness, it's in the book. This is exact pieces in the book, except he ripped. So it was exact rip off of the book. Don't forget, with the book, you can send back the certificate at the back of the book, and we'll send you the CD with all the exhibits that are in the book in full color. So that's the way you can see them in full color. That was an argument that I had with my publisher. It wasn't really an argument, but we wanted to keep the book under $20, so we couldn't print color in the book. So I said that the way that you can see these exhibits is you really got to see them in color. Black and white just doesn't do it justice. So the way we compromised was that we would have a certificate in the book that you could now submit and get a CD that shows everything that's in the book. So this is in there. Let me see if I got anything else. I think I'm running.
He said he had to take lap dances off after the first week.
He did?
Yeah, he put 1 beer on there.
Did he really? Well, you see, he's Canadian, and Canadians have no sense of humor at all. I don't know if there's any Canadians in the room, but if you live in Canada, anybody here live in Canada? You live in Canada? I'll tell you what you do. Move to San Diego, man. It's really nice there. That's where I want to move, to San Diego, okay? So, Canada, it makes just no sense, right? Plus, you either you got to stop just leeching off the United States, or you got to take California away from us, okay? Because both of them are like a drain to us, okay? So one way or the other. Okay, well, that's the end of all the outrageous examples. So you have all of those, both days' worth of stuff, you got them in your bag. How are we doing over there? How are we doing over there? Keep talking. Can we get that PowerPoint, outrageous examples? They won't remember they saw them already. Can we do the questions? Questions, that's what I said. Anybody got a question other than Lori McCool?
Perfect height for me.
What you got?
I just had a question really about implementation, and that seems to be the big key and a stumbling point for many, many people. And I just wondered if you could speak about the top few things that can get momentum going for people, please?
Yeah, well, again, so I'll be happy to. Everybody seems to have their own system for this. So I'll tell you my system for it, okay? So the first thing is that my definition of management is getting things done through others. That's my definition of management, is getting things done through others. Because the truth, and this is a direct link to implementation, because if you're going to get a lot implemented, you've got to get things done through others. You got to. You just can't do it all yourself for multiple reasons, which doesn't need explanation. It's just obvious. You just can't. You can't learn it all yourself. You can't do it all yourself. You just can't do it. You just can't. So my definition of management is getting things done through others. So now you basically go, in order to get things implemented, you have to do what you don't have to do. I'll just tell you what I do. I have what's called a performance management system, is which I use, which I have oftentimes given credit to one of my mentors, Vince Serpoli, for teaching me a performance management system. And that's basically is that when you are working with other people, you have to use what I call, and which he taught me, is a SMART acronym, whatever the hell you say that word, SMART objectives. So it's SMART is specific. You have to give somebody something specific to do. M is measurable. It has to be measurable. A is it has to be obtainable. You have to be able to obtain it. R is relevant. And T is it has to be time-bound. So it's SMART, okay? So when I meet with, at Glazer Kennedy, when I had my men's restores, we were up to 65 employees. And in my 2 stores. And when I left that, I decided that I didn't want any more employees. So now we're up to 30. But I could never have grown this company without that. But there's 6 people in the company that report directly to me. And when I meet with them individually, not collectively, each week, we sit and we develop their objectives that they're going to walk away from that meeting with. And every one of those abide by that rule. It has to be specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and time-bound. And so there's a list that's created, and then when I meet with them the next week, we are reviewing that list. Now, not everything is expected to be done by the following week, because some things take longer than a week to get done, but at least we can get a progress report on it. And that's how I get a lot implemented, because if it was all, I mean, really one of the biggest things I've got to implement is my weekly meetings. Now, I do a lot of other stuff. I do copywriting and things like that. So there's tons of tasks that I do. I do like the fact, how many of you have read Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk? Yeah, I really enjoyed that book. And one of the things that I liked about the book is that Gary, he follows something that I also follow, which is he talks about the fact that he calls it hustle. You got to hustle, which means you got to work. And then there's too many people out there that I see that just don't work. You will never see Dan Kennedy or Bill Glazer tell people not to work. We both work hard. Both of us work really hard. So there's this concept that I only have to work 6 hours a week, or even better, the 4-hour work week. That's even a better one. I love that one. Is like that just won't happen either. Okay. So we do work hard, but you have to get work done through others in order to get things implemented. Yes, sir.
Just since I ran out of time, I figured I'd take this opportunity to finish, but no, that's a joke. I had several people come up to me after I talked and ask about the bucket list premise. I think I had to speed up so much at the end. Where I get most of the information is off of Facebook. If you know a target person, or if somebody opts in that you can look at their Facebook page, it'll show you what their interests are, and then you target to that. So that makes it very simple.
Okay, let's take one over there.
Very good.
The
Thanks,
zucchini
Bill.
lady.
Yeah, it's Janet Pellegrini from eatzucchini.com. We do some of your outrageous mailings, and we like the bulky mail, and we've run into a little bit of difficulty, and maybe you have a workaround. When we try to mail things like triangular pens, straws, candy, things like that, and the post office has a problem with it and says that they have to hand stamp it, can't go through the meter. You just do it the way they want to, or do you have any other?
Yeah, so my suggestion is you create one and
Okay.
take it to the post office in advance. So like for example, so that's what we have. Anytime there's ever anything like that, we always just take one. So for example, the bank bag. The bank bag is a good example. So we took the first one there, and they said because of the zipper thing at the top, that thing had to be taped down. So they showed us what had to be done. So that and then we always said to them, and what is your name? And they give us their name. So now when we take it back the next time, now it's all ready to go with whatever quantity we got. We say, and James Smith, told us this is what this is what we do, and then they always just take it,
Right.
But so my suggestion is take one there first before you spend all the money on a bunches of them.
Right.
Get the feedback from them, then just abide by their rules. Okay?
Very good idea. The wallet mailer, that can go through just like an envelope though, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Thanks,
But you
Bill.
do have to tab it. The wallet mailer has to be tabbed. That's right. Yeah, CJ.
CJ
The
Bronstrup, Brasco,
grumpy
Honey,
old
Smart
man's son. Right.
And
I
the
want
father,
I want to meet the grumpy old
three
man.
generations, yeah.
Yeah, I want to meet him. See, you're not grumpy yet. You got to get grumpy like your grandfather. All right, yes, sir.
When you're putting together an information product, how do you exactly determine at what point you quit putting stuff in it and start a second product to be on the back end?
Well, there's a tremendous amount of factors that go into that. So let me sort of answer it. The two things that are worth considering the most. Okay, number one is if you've got just one thing that you are delivering, that's not a very smart thing. Okay, so when I put together my first BGS marketing system, my first manual was 101 ways to grow a menswear store. I had 101 ways. Because a lot of people make the mistake of they just think if there's one thing that they're delivering, and that's just going to buy you refunds and also lack of sales. So that's the first thing. The second thing is every time you sell everything, you're selling something at money at a discount. Everything's got to be money at a discount. Everything has to be an exchange of money for value and vice versa, value for money. So in order to figure out what to price it, you have to figure out what is the value that you're delivering to help you with the pricing, okay? So before you figure out whether to add on a back end to it, make sure you got enough value in this to support the price of it. Follow me?
Got it.
Make sure you got enough value in this to support the price you're asking for it. If you don't have enough value, you got to add more to it to support the price or lower your price, okay? So those are the factors that we often look at to figure out pricing and whether it's good enough or we have to add more to it. If it's good enough, then we can add the other stuff on the back end.
Great.
Got it?
Great, thanks.
Yes. Diane.
Otherwise known as Dale, right?
That's true.
I'm just curious, the other night, I think when you showed I think it was the Mafia guys.
By the way, I mean, just so you know the inside, so her partner is Gail. So at Peak Performers, I can never keep them straight, so I just call them Dale, and they answer, so it works great.
Anything but late for dinner, I'll answer.
Right.
But when you showed the sales letter that
Yep.
you had done for him.
In the cash copy clinic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the subheads and stuff were in sort of that light blue color. Can you talk, is there a reason you did light blue and not like the darker blue or the red or whatever? And can you tell me what that was?
Well, I used in my computer, I used the medium shade of blue but bold. So I medium shade of blue but bold. But color makes a big impact. So like that color I find is kind of a warm color that invites you to read it. And so I'll use red sometimes. Like if I use the word warning, I always do it in red. Or if I have something that there is something, because red suggests a warning type thing. I will use green sometimes. Green to me is money. So the choice of color that I use when I write copy is important depending on the emotion that I am trying to portray. I don't think I've ever used the dark blue. I always use that medium shade, but I always bold it.
Okay, so that particular shade was a warmth kind of, that's why you.
Yeah. So it's kind of invited you to read it. I'll tell you one other little thing I always do though, which is akin to your question. Whenever I highlight something, I always bold it. Always bold the text when I highlight it. It shows up as a better contrast on the highlight. So that's another thing that I always do is whenever I highlight, I always bold the text. Try it, you'll see it looks better.
Okay, good.
It stands
Thank
up better. Yes, our lady from England who's doesn't live in England anymore. Okay.
Yeah, Jenny
Lives
Cohen.
in San Diego now, right?
San Diego, yeah. Everybody's moving there in the world.
You know what? I'm starting to know you people, so it's time for
Okay.
me to leave.
Well, my question is, and by the way, I'm Jenny Cohen, and I inspire. As a new person with such an amazing group of people with so many talents, do you have a resource, like I'm at a certain level with my business and everybody needs certain people in certain areas, a library of information or a place where we can gather more than our local groups to really grow and take advantage of the incredible talent in this room?
Well, I'm going to answer your question, but not specific to this room, okay?
Right.
I have always found that the biggest leapfrog in any business is a mastermind group.
Right.
And I've always found that the people that get this the best are in multiple mastermind groups.
Okay.
So I suggest that you're in a local mastermind group that is butcher, baker, candlestick maker. I suggest that you get in a mastermind group that is specific to your niche. I shouldn't say niche because it could be a little broader. So like, for example, a niche could be online marketing. That could be, which is very, very broad, but it's still an online marketing niche. Oh, and I also suggest that you're in a national mastermind group. But the biggest leapfrogs in anybody's business that I've ever seen are the people that are in mastermind groups. So it's not specific to this group that you're trying to accomplish
Right.
here, but what I'm saying is you'll get a faster leapfrog in your business when you are masterminding with other people. Now, at the same time, when you do that, there's two things that you want to be looking at. A is who is facilitating the group. Is the person who's facilitating the group, is he an influential person? Does he have the knowledge to guide you? So you want to be looking at that.
Right.
And number two is you want to look at who else is in the group. So, and sometimes you can't get that information, but you get the reputation of the group, which is usually enough. So if you really want to grow your business quick, that's what you got to do. And I know you want to ask me another question, but I don't want to
Actually,
answer another
okay.
question.
May I share something really tiny that could have a big impact?
Okay.
Okay. I'm part of a group online with another scripting for sales group, and we have a Ning group, N-I-N-G.
Yeah.
And it's where the community meets to exchange information.
Right.
Would that be something you'd be willing to do?
We've looked at Ning.
Okay.
We have looked at Ning. We have not embraced Ning, and from what I understand, well, I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
We have looked. We're well aware of Ning.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, Dr. Berg.
Hi, Bill. Can I share a story about the M&Ms?
Yeah.
Real
Oh,
quick?
yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Especially since we're not tabulated yet, have at it.
Okay, I don't think I shared this morning, but this amazed me. We got a call from one of the receptionists, and what she said was she was eating too many of the M&Ms, that she had to start rationing herself. And so she was rationing herself to 2 M&Ms every hour. And so she's picking up that bottle every hour of every working day, and it's got our name on it. And so when anybody comes to their office, wants an orthodontist or a referral to an orthodontist, who's really on the top of her mind. So this is really, from my experience, this has been one of the most powerful top-of-mind referral methods that we've ever used.
That's cool. That's very cool.
He also has crack in the M&Ms.
I figured, Gene, you would come up with that, you know. Yes, sir. One of our young entrepreneur leaders.
Yes. So, Aurel Moody with the Extreme Entrepreneurship Tour. One of the things that's interesting about our particular business is that we're marketing to colleges, so the faculty in colleges. And I notice a lot of the outrageous marketing and the sales copy, like the trigger words that are used, are really effective with, say, the professionals or the entrepreneurs or the business folks. But I tend to find that in our market, we get a lot of pushback with that type of language. And I was wondering what you would say about specifically targeting like the more education-based or that, you know, that analytical mind that when they see that, for them, it's more like, I got a Harvard degree and I'm a little upset about this. But how do you still cut through the clutter when you're dealing with, like in my case specifically, the answer would be revolving around college folk?
Well, I got 2 suggestions for you. Why are you laughing? I have two suggestions. So first of all, at the end of the day, we're marketing to people. Everything that we're in is in the people-to-people business. So at the end of the day, you're pigeonholing them into a situation where you're saying they're different from other folks. And so the first thing I would tell you is that I challenge that premise, okay? You might be getting a little bit of pushback, but you're not going to get overall the pushback you think. So you're allowing the inmates run the asylum. You're allowing one or two people to dictate how you're marketing the business. The same way as like Jeff Waltz, I don't know if you were in the room when I showed you how he did the handwritten sales letter. And he had one of his people that ignored him 5 times before that now said, gee, that was a disgusting sales letter. First time he ever responded, but tell me more about your product, okay? So the first thing is I wouldn't let 1 or 2 people influence you. I'd make sure it's a lot, which I question and will be like. However, the safe way to go is to give yourself permission to now do it with them. So the safe way to go is to bring it up in the conversation to them. So most people who are going to send you information in order to fill in the blank are going to be sending you information that looks like real college-y and like somebody from a Harvard MBA would write this. I am not that kind of guy. I'm the kind of guy that will really benefit you because I am more of the da-da-da-da-da. So bring it up, disqualify it, then come back, and then again, now you have permission to use it. You follow that? You follow it?
Say it one more time.
Okay. So,
Keep it real.
so almost embarrass them in the fact that they would be critical of it. So say to them, most people who are sending you information in order to fill in the blank, all send it to you looking very official and very proper and very da-da-da-da. And if you, and those type of people are all the same and everything that they are talking about is the same. We're not the same. And that's why we are sending this to you as a handwritten sales letter to show you that we are creative, we are inventive, we are the kind of people that you want to subject our young people to. Got it? Give yourself permission to use it. You got it? Now you got it?
Perfect.
Okay, good. Good, thank you. I guess I'll take one more question. Yes.
Hi. I have a question about newspaper.
You have a question, what?
Newspaper advertising.
Yes.
In our specific case, our target market or our sweet spot would be the, I guess what you would call mass affluent, age 60 and up. And we've had a great business for a number of years.
This has nothing to do with you. I just drank the water bad. One more time so I can hear you.
Okay. I'm asking about newspaper advertising.
Right.
In our case, our sweet spot is the mass affluent and up.
Right.
I would say, you know, people with incomes, disposable incomes over 100,000.
Okay.
And then when it gets up higher, we get smaller.
Right.
And ages 60 and up. And we've been
60
doing
and up, you said?
60 and up.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've been doing this for over about 30 years.
Okay.
In the advertising of the newspaper, which is, as you know, changing, would you apply the same principles to that group as I'm new to you guys, so I've read a lot of it, where, you know, no white space.
Right. Yeah. Well, the answer to your question is yes. But let me give you a more expanded answer than that. So the specific answer to that question is yes. Is that I would not having white space. The white space doesn't sell anything. I'd be using that space to my advantage. The default on white space for me is always testimonials. So I'd be filling up with testimonials, different relevant testimonials. However, the thing that I think would be more instructive to you is the who than the what. So you know, you're telling me newspaper advertising. And if I was, so newspaper advertising, as you pointed out, is changing. and is used typically, not always, but typically it's less effective than it was before.
Very much so.
So you need to do two things in order to make it more effective if you can ever get back or make it effective again. Number one is got to make sure it's in the right newspaper where your customer that you just described is residing, because there's less of them than there was before. There's still an older clientele reading newspaper, but there's not, the affluent customer is not necessarily reading it as much as they used to read it before, because they're getting their information through other media today. But the second thing is you ought to actually call out, and probably in your headline, who this is for. So, here's a very special message for people that are over 60 years of age that are making over $100,000 or more a year. Call it right out in the headline, in there, so that you get that person who is, because not a lot of people are in that newspaper are not fall in that category. So call them out in there so that they know that you're talking directly to them. Now, that headline that I just gave you needs to be substantially improved based on what you're selling. So I don't know what you're selling, and nor do I want to know what you're selling. But it needs to be improved. So that's the third piece of the puzzle is, the demographic, let them call out to them so they speak to them, plus the benefit of the thing that you're providing. Got it?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, so let's have on the stage Charlie McDermott, Grant Miller, Brian Berg, Jim Trippin, Eric Donner, Michael LaFido, Rich Fursey, Jim Kerwin, Steve Cypress, Marty Fort, Jim Butler, Sila Wiener, Vicki Irving, Diane Conklin, Rochelle Shaw, Drew Bronstrup, and John Martinelli. My photographer's ready? All right, I'm not ready for you yet. But, so thanks to your generosity for our charities, our two families of our family, we've raised $21,640. And also, just let you know that we are making available, many of you have probably seen it, Roving Reporter is going to be making the video of this available for people to buy online. And we are also going to donate an additional, for every sale we make, we're going to donate an additional $50 from every sale to the charity. So that will be a much higher number when we're done with it. So, but thank you for your $21,640. It's terrific, okay? So that's number one. So was this got like the answers in there or something like that? Yeah. This is kind of cool. Official. This is kind of cool. And then this has like the Okay, so this is very good. So let's do an outrageous average to Charlie McDermott and Grant Miller. Is Charlie still here? Where's Charlie? There. You guys come forward. You guys come forward. Right there forward, not too close. Okay, now I got you. Okay, so and we have stuff for you. We have trophies and stuff, but the winner of this is Charlie McDermott. So congratulations. So wait. Well, wait. Grant, there's also this. You are one of the two top outrageous advertisers of the year. Okay, so you get that, and this here. Don't forget, you guys are still in the running for the big bucks too. Okay, all right. So that's number one. Number two, is that this one? Yep. Okay, this one is professional practice. So whoever that is, who's practicing? Brian Berg, Jim Trippin, Eric Donner, right? Who's left? So Jim Trippin is not here and Eric Donner is not here, right?
Jim had to leave. I know he has
Jim had to leave. Well, let's see what we got here. Okay. So Brian Berg, you are first runner-up. Congratulations. Hold that up there. The winner was Jim Trippin, okay? Okay. And we'll see to that Jim gets his trophy sent to him COD. All right. Sales professional is Michael LaFido and Rich Fersey. There you go. And the winner is Rich Fersey. There you go. There you go. All right, thank you. Wait, no, let's get your photo here, okay? We're going to show you off to all the great folks out there. Okay, thank you, thank you. And listen, I mean, this came down from lots of people that entered, so just like American Idol, you know, second place, third place can come even bigger in the future. I don't know, that sounded good. Next is Marketing Campaign of the Year. That's Jim Kerwin, Steve Cypress, and Marty Ford, right? And this is Marty Ford. Congratulations. There's a story about this that I won't tell. Okay, very good. All right, could you take that damn red hat off now? 'Cause okay. And the guys that have the trophies, we have the boxes for you, you know, so make sure you get them. Retail Market of the Year. I know that Sila had to leave, and the winner is Jim Butler, though, so congratulations, Jim. There you go. There you go. Hold that up with pride. Wait, so you got to have this thing. That's it. I'm choreographing. Okay. The Woman Marketer of the Year. Woman Marketer of the Year. Where are we? We've got Vicky, Diane, Rochelle. Oh, yeah. I'm doing this. This is like taking my life in my hands. Rochelle Shaw. Rochelle Shaw. Vicky, Diane. Let me sneak in the middle of this. These ladies here. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't wait till Rochelle comes to Winners Weekend. Oh yeah. We ought to have you tell the cab story. Young Entrepreneur of the Year. We got here Drew and John. John, there he is. And the winner is John Martinelli. John Martinelli. Drew, you got 4 more years of entering too, man. John, you're done. This is your last year. Oh, hold up the pie. There you go. Okay. All right. This is this is the third most votes. Third most overall votes that you win $1,000, right?
Check from you.
Check. What is this thing?
Second and first.
Third prize is John Martinelli. John, where are you? There you go. There's $1,000 to you there. Congratulations. Second prize, Marty Ford. Marty Ford. $5,000, $5,000. It's in here. Check's in here. $5,000. You can turn that over to Dan. Okay. And the #1 vote getter with the prize of the Glazer Kennedy 2010 Super Conference Marketer of the Year and a $10,000 check and a fake $10,000 check for photographic purposes, okay, goes to Charlie McDermott. That's pretty cool, Charlie. Here, hold that up. Hold that up. It's pretty cool. All righty. Hey, listen, you guys are all winners. This was great. Thank you so much for this. We'll see you all next year at next year's Super Conference, all right?